Welcome to Just Crafting Around. Today we are going to be utilizing some of the big clips here. What this is it's just a giant or an oversized clothespan, and it is with raw wood, but to save some time I have already painted them. I spray painted this one, and this one here I used chalk paint on. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a couple different kinds. One we're going to make, and it's going to be just more or less kind of like a decoration for Christmas or for whatever. You can find any kind of decals that you like that you want to put on here. We are going to be utilizing some of the Wasa tape here. Have some brushes available. And of course, I always take off and use some sandpaper and rough up the edges a little bit. We're going to be doing that again today. A scissor, whatever kind of paint, whatever colors that you're going to be using. I did have an X-Acto knife because I do want to dress this one up a little bit more, and I couldn't find my X-Acto knife, so we're going to try using a Perry knife today. I've got some different size letters here that we're going to be utilizing. This one here, like I said, we are going to make like more for a decoration. This one here we're going to utilize, and we're actually going to use this for when the kids bring home some projects, school projects that you want to hang up and show off. I always use wax paper to protect the table. Always a good idea to have the glue gun available. Got some gloves here. We've just got some random different cloth here because we are going to be utilizing a little bit of gold paint I want to put around some of these. And as always, don't forget the coffee. So let's get started with our project. Like I said, we did go ahead and paint the giant clothespans, and the giant clothespans I found at Joann's Fabrics in Bismarck. And like I said, to save time, I actually spray painted this one. Be sure when you spray paint that you're in a ventilated area because of the fumes. This one here I actually painted, and I used the chalk paint. Now what I'm going to do is, I found that I really like these bricks of sandpaper. I've been utilizing those quite a bit. The edges, the small edges that you want to get into, I use the emery board. Now this one here is the finer grit. This one here is the medium. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the medium first, and I'm going to go around the edges right here. And I'm going to take off some of that paint. The reason I want to take off some of the paint is because I actually want to put some gold on there. And again, it's up to you however you want to do this. You don't have to do it. But using the gold paint to me kind of makes it like Christmas, if you want to use it for Christmas. And again, this is more or less just for a decoration to hang up. We are going to be using a magnet in the back so you can stick it to the fridge if you like, or any surface where it can be magnetized to. This wood is a rough wood to begin with. When you first purchase it, it is actually the clothespin wood, so it doesn't have any varnish or anything on it. I painted this wood about 3 different times till I got the texture that I needed. If you want the wood to show through a little bit more, you don't have to paint it that many times. The trick between the painting is be sure and give it enough time to let it dry. You want it to be good and dry for your next coat to put on it. If you're doing a project like this, let it dry, walk away from it, come back later. Put a load of clothes in the washing machine or in the dryer. And then you can come back to it. There are so many things out there right now that you can use, that you can glue on. There's so many different kinds of Christmas things. If you want to do one for Halloween, I mean, it's endless. You can actually do one for every holiday, for every event that's on the calendar. You can do one for Valentine's Day. I mean, it is endless. It's absolutely endless of what you can do. I like it when my granddaughters do things for me, and they will either paint something for me or they color something, and this would be a great way to show it off. Plus, you can decide the color that you want. Instead of buying one already made, you can decide the color. There we go. Now I wore off the ends just a little bit. Didn't do a whole lot of it, just wore off the ends a little bit on each side. Wherever your hand touches or whatever you do, that's where I usually go with the sandpaper to wear it off. It's wherever you think there will be wear on it. Okay. Means this is going to be, this doesn't have to be a Christmas one. I mean, like I said, you can make a snowman out of it. You can actually paint a snowman on there if you wish. You can put almost anything on there if you want. Snowflakes, because this is after Christmas now. But what I'm going to do, what I found is, I found a bag of these trees, and I love them. I like the color, I like the wood grain, I like everything about that. So this time around, what we're going to do is we're going to make this very simple. We don't want it to be gaudy, but we're just going to make it very simple. Okay. If you take the acrylic paint like this, you can take a little bit of water, you put it on there, you mix it really good. You can use it kind of like a stain it comes out to. So we're going to put a little bit on here. What I want to do is I want to kind of control it because I don't want it to run all over. So I'm just going to take a brush like this. I'm going to brush it on, and then I'm just going to kind of wipe it off with this, with my rag a little bit, because I don't want it to be so heavy. And I don't mind if it gets up on top a little bit, that's fine with me. Just want to give it that hint of gold is what I'm looking for. Again, we'll do it on the sides that I roughed up. I like to use not a bright gold, more of a dull kind of a gold is what I like. I don't like the bright colors of it, but yet this metallic is really pretty. Take it and kind of go around a little bit, get the edges. Okay, now we're going to go on this here side, get the edges a little bit. Very simple project, very easy project to do. Should wear gloves so that you don't get it all over. I also, when I painted this, I also painted the wire that goes around here. Okay, so now I just have my little hints of gold. Got just a little hint of gold going around here. If you want to put some on the tops here, you sure can do that too. It's all what you want to do, what you'd be used to doing, what you like. Okay, so right now, like I said, I've got this raw wood tree, and I fell in love with this tree. So what I'm going to do is we're going to just hot glue the tree right on. It comes in many different sizes. This bag has got this kind. It's got the smaller one. If you'd like, you can paint this gold, if that's something you'd like to do. But for right now, simple, easy project is what we're looking for. I'm going to plug in the hot glue gun. We're going to let that get good and hot. And then we are going to glue this on the top.
New year, new deals. Sign up for broadband from Valley and get an Apple iPad mini for only $50. Plus you'll get free installation. Call Valley today at 437-2615 to get signed up.
Like I said, just a decorative one. You could use it for Christmas. You could even use it after Christmas because it just has the tree on there. So you could even keep it up until the snow is done. Snow melts and it gets to be spring. Okay, let's put that to the side. And now what we're going to do is we have this other big clip, and what I'm going to do is I am going to make this clip for my granddaughters because they will be bringing home, or they'll be making Grandpa and Grandma some artwork. So again, I'm just going to rough up the sides a little bit. This is more of just a cream color. I wanted to use the cream color because we are going to be doing something a little bit different, so I didn't want a lot of, I guess I should say I wanted the name to be sticking out more so than the color of the clip. So my granddaughter's name is Ashton, my one granddaughter, and she goes to school, so she has a lot of projects now that she brings home, or things that her mom and dad need to remember. So we're going to make this one for Ashton. Now if you have a child that has a nickname, you can use that nickname. If you don't have a nickname, what I'm going to do is instead of putting Ashton on there, I'm just going to use the words Ash, A-S-H. Got her grandma's middle name. Okay, now let's wipe this off as soon as we have this clean. Get it all good and clean. Like this, wore some of this off, looks pretty good. What we are going to do is we are going to decide what lettering we want to use. You've got the smaller lettering here, which will fit very nice on here, or you can go with the bigger lettering and let it stick off the side. Totally your call. What we are going to do is we are going to use the small lettering. And again, I need an A, an S, and an H, because we're going to be doing the word ash. And I suggest that you use the same kind of lettering, the same font, as they would say. You can get this in this here kind of a package. And if you're looking to see what this kind of looks like, all you have to do is go to the back and it'll show you what kind of a font it is. But if you're using the lettering, I would stick with the same font of what it is. Now, I've opened this up already and I've used some of it, so that is why I put it in here. But then when I put it in here, I also stick what the name of the font actually is. I put it in the bag with this so that I know, in case I'm missing anything and I want to buy more. I do like this lettering. I like the slim line lettering. But if you're doing something really, really special and you want you want the different kind of lettering, all you have to do is just, I bought these at Hobby Lobby. They're like $3.99 for a full bag, and you do get like 4 A's. You get multiple letters in here. You don't just get like 1 A or anything in it. So now that we have our lettering picked out, of course the lettering is all pure wood, pressed wood this is. Just back in so we know what kind it is. As you can see, this is clear wood. So what I'm going to do to make this really kind of pop out a little bit more is I am going to be using some of this tape. This is actually duct tape, and now you can get duct tape in fashionable colors and stuff. This is Princess on here, which she is a diva and a princess all in one. So we are going to use this for the lettering. It's good, like I said, to actually have an X-Acto knife because they are sharp. You can go around it, but beans I can't find mine today, we are going to try a paring knife. See how that works. If it doesn't work, we know we won't be using that again. See if this is ready. I'm gonna let that go just a little bit yet. Us women are pretty good at multitasking. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut some small strips for now. Cut 1 strip. We're gonna lay that down. We're going to take our A for ash. We're going to stick it on here pretty good and tight. Level the field. And then what we'll do, press down really hard. We'll take a lot of it off with our scissor, or as much off of it with a scissor as what you can, and go around it. And then we will try using the paring knife. You'll want to really press this down hard. And we're going to do the AS. We're going to continue and keep going that way. Press down, press it on so it stays on. And then, like I said, there's quite a bit of excess on here, but that's okay because we will turn around and take that off. Set those to the side. And we have 1 more. So you can see this is really going to brighten up the jumbo clothespin that we have here. And you can tell with these letters what's the front and what's the back. Press it on as tight as I can. It looks pretty good. Okay, now we're just going to let those set for a minute, and we are going to place this on here. Now you're going to kind of want to place it, you don't want to place it up on top, because if you do use this for any kind of paper or anything like that to put in here, you're going to want to put it up a little bit higher. So we're going to kind of look, and we're going to put it, I'd say right about there is going to be our place. Now if you want to mark it with a pin, you sure can do that. But we're just going to place it right there. And we're going to make this simple because I want to show how nice sometimes the simple stuff is compared to really decorating it up. For really decorating it up, you could use any kind of the Wausau tape if you'd like we're going to be doing with the name, with the duct tape. You could use ribbon, you could use fabric, put a little bit of fabric on here. Anything is possible. Okay, we push that down. We've got that on here now. As you can see, it's just pretty simple. It's just pretty basic. We're going to put it to the side and let this dry. And then on the back of it, what we're going to do is we have some magnet right here, and we are going to cut a strip of this, and we are going to adhese it to the back of this. But we're going to call this one done. For right now, we'll just put that to the side. We're going to finish this one. Okay, now that we see that this is pretty well done, we're going to cut around it to get rid of the loose. Get rid of some of the excess, and then we will go in and try to cut it a little closer to the letters. That we can. There we go. We've got most of it off, or a lot of the excess off of it anyway. My suggestion wouldn't be to roll it around, because even with as sticky as this stuff is, probably wouldn't stay very nice. Plus, I want the back to use the hot glue gun. I want the raw back to use the hot glue gun to actually put it on here. I want the raw wood. So once we are done here, we'll see how this looks. Some of the places we won't be able to use the scissor, we'll have to use the paring knife to get in, to cut out the circle in the A, or the triangle in the A, I should say. What I like to do when I go into shop is it's so overwhelming when you get into the bigger stores like Joann's Fabrics and Hobby Lobby and those places. You should have an idea in mind of what you want to do for a craft. Have your list ready, because as you go in there, I get so torn into all of a sudden my mind isn't on my craft project. I'm actually out and I'm looking for something else, and I shouldn't be. You have to keep your mind on your craft project. Now, as you can see, the sides are going to be left go. You're going to see the wood on the sides. You can either paint it, try to get a color that's close to the paint color, or you can just let it go. Just use the part of the raw wood, which is nice as well. X-Acto knife would work better. But we'll get it as well. We'll just have to cut it a few more times. The other letters will be fairly easy to do. There we go. We have to get into the inside of the A and cut out the triangle. I don't know about your husbands, but my husband is a duct tape user. I'm just happy they came out with something other than gray. Little bit of plain until you get it the way you want it. There we go. The X-Acto knife is a lot sharper than this. Next week I'll find it. And then I'll be mad because I found it. And I'll think, sure, that's where I put it. And we're going to cut the bottom a little bit more here. Make sure that you have something underneath that's padded when you're doing the cutting. Just makes more sense than doing it on your table. Okay, this looks pretty good. And here's the A. It's gonna look really nice on this wood. On the off-white color. Okay, now the S. This could be a little tricky as well. Take our scissor, cut around it. The deal is to get as much of the excess off as you can, then you can get closer to it. Because this stuff sticks really, really good.
Is personal home safety for you? With a personal home safety system from Valley, enjoy the peace of mind that help is just minutes away. Sign up now and receive your personal safety equipment free. You'll receive a new two-way voice pendant. Call Valley today at 437-2615.
Okay, we are done doing the lettering. We got the A, the S, and the A, the H, and the S. I'm going to kind of put them on here and see where I want them to go. So we're going to take the H, and we're going to put the H on the bottom, because we're going to do ash, A-S-H. Hot glue that on. We're going to hot glue it on the bottom, and then that way we're going to get kind of our base of where we want to put the S and the A then. You have very little time to work with it before it sticks with the hot glue. Okay, now for the S. Letter will be our A. Now we have ash, A-S-H. Now we're going to decorate it just a little bit more. Want to see how it opens up and where we can put the stuff that it's going to hang nice. What you can do is, I don't want to buy a whole lot of fabric because I may never use it again or won't be using it for some other projects. So what you can do is, this is called a single fat quarter. And you can buy these at Joann's Fabrics. You can also get those at Hobby Lobby. You can also get them at Walmart. Just need to look around by the fabric aisle to find them. And I thought this was cute because it's got flowers on there, it's got little girls on there. It's going to go nice with this. So what I want to do is, I just kind of want to put a ribbon on it. Nothing big, nothing fancy. We're just going to cut a small portion off the fabric. As you can see, this is as big as it gets. And that's all we want. That's all we're looking for. We're not looking for anything other than that. Take this and throw it because it's got some paint on there. I'm going to cut a piece off. And like I said, I'm just going to put a little ribbon on there for some added color. And we are almost done with our project, and the last thing will be is to put on the magnet strip.
Valley Telecommunications, the home team advantage.
Okay. Wrap this around. Make a bow out of it. Maybe not so much a bow, but we're just going to tie it. I want to make sure that when it comes around that I've got it on the colorful side. We could tack it down with a little bit of hot glue, but I'm not going to do that. Can move it however we want to move it, up a little further, down a little further. You could also take the part here and tack it down if you want, or just leave it as it is. I kind of like it just the way it is, like this. Okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to take some of this strip. It's got the side right here where it's sticky. I'm going to measure, and we're going to cut. This is easy to cut. We're going to do both of those so that we can tack them, or we can magnetize them to our refrigerator. Or if you've got a cabinet, metal cabinet, you can put it on there. Easy enough to do. And there's our project. One very simple project that you can use, and like I said, you can use this for, you can make these for every month that there is something going on, and you can just exchange them out. And or you could do it for your kids for school, however you want to do it. Join us again for another episode of Just Crafting Around.